Well, it's a mini bus and a big bus day today. My bus, we're downtown Asheville. What a mess getting into Asheville today. Accidents all over the place. People can't drive up here. And we had to go alternate routes, come out through along the riverfront, get tied up downtown. Asheville's kind of a small, narrow street town, so it kind of always a little worry. When you get down these back streets, you don't really know where you're going. But we're here at Triangle Park waiting on the group to get on. We're only gonna have maybe like a 45-minute drive out to where we're going out, Courthouse Island, that area of Marshall, North Carolina. The lynching of Bob Brackett. Bob Brackett was a black man, was lynched by a mob of at least 1,000 white people in Reams Creek Township. A white woman from Weaverville reported an assault. He was directed toward the black man area. Sounded like a rough time back there. Some dark times. Quite a little story, long story here. The bottom line is no one was ever held accountable for the lynching of Bob Brackett. 1897. Asheville has become quite a little yuppie town, or artsy development. Little pubs and bars. Oh, yeah. Here at Rex Ward, or the driver. So the hotel is right there somewhere up in the corner. Asheville's quite a different little town as compared to Greenville. Looks like along the wall here tells the story of the neighborhood, or what I put together. Asheville's first official school building for black school kids, built 1892. How towns can change. From a dark period of life to a vibrant upscale, complete tempo kind of life here in Asheville. And again, compared to Asheville and Greenville, it's two different towns, even though we're only 60 miles away. It's a different vibe altogether when you come up here. You walk around downtown, you feel like, arts and crafts, pubs, craft beer. I saw a hall, looked like an entertainment hall on the way up here, called the Orange Peel. Looked like you had a lot of different venues come in. So we're going to head up here in a few minutes, up to Weaver, and from what I can tell, or was told, I think the people here are going to be helping to do some renovation and help some work on the river that was heavily destroyed back Helene a year and a half ago. So that'd be interesting to see what they're going to be doing. All right, we'll see you up the road here in Weaver, just north of Asheville. At Courthouse Island. Well, we were out here at way deep in the mountains of North Carolina, western North Carolina, Marshall, North Carolina. Our group is NASCLA, National Association of Licensed People go out and do home improvements and do projects. It's an annual mission. So that's what we're at the group today. We're looking over at the courthouse of County Courthouse. We're going to walk by later. They said the water that's running along here is the French Broad River. This is the river that did all the damage in North Carolina for the flooding. I'll talk a little bit about what happened to us in South Carolina with the wind. People here got the wind and the rain. So trying to remember. But anyway, they said the water rose up well into the second floor level of the courthouse, which we're going to walk over later and see. All the buildings down here along the waterfront were damaged as the French Broad came up, and I'll talk about it because we went through it. I lived through it in South Carolina. It was a fun experience, way more than I ever expected. I think way more than everybody here in Marshall ever expected was going to happen. The French Broad River did a lot of damage, a lot of people. And the guys are getting some of their supplies and drills and whatnot they're going to be working on. I know they say there's some painting they're going to be doing some electrical work. This is a school.
It used to be a school.
Yeah, school right on the island, right in the middle of the island. Blennerhassett Island we're on. It's not being used anymore, is it? Yeah. Right here on the island. The guys set up some nice, good coffee. It can definitely look like some good muffins there. Yum yum. Chocolate chip muffins, cranberry almonds. Oh, scones. Uh-oh. I love scones. Oh boy. This is a good trip. Folks, that's what I mean. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. I think we're the windshield in this trip. Going down for a little meeting. Been a lot of mission work in this whole area of western North Carolina. This is only one little sliver of a problem area. You get down to Waynesville, south of Asheville, Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, and go on and on for the damage that was done by Helene. Slowly but surely, coming back to some normalcy. In a little bit, we'll talk about the storm, how bad it was that I went through up in South Carolina, the damage was done, and then done here. Well, the short meeting is broken up, and the contractors and licensing board people are out here hitting the work. Lowe's is a sponsor here, who's helped to donate a number of tools, things that are needed. I found that the number of people here, they do this once a year. They'll go to various sites in the country where there's needing help after natural disasters. So these members are from all over the country: Washington, D.C., Rhode Island, North Dakota, South Dakota, South Carolina, Virginia, all over east and west, coming out to help their neighbor, to do their part, to help rebuild after disaster. Now we gotta remember, this is September of 2025, 24. I mean, back to 24, a year and a half now, when the disaster happened here. So let's go down here and see what they're doing on the waterfront. Looks like they're doing beautification, planting flowers here along the riverbed. It's hard to imagine this little river, the French Broad River, ended up being that bad. A resident here said easily the water rose up to the railroad tracks right there, which is 13 feet. He said the water came back up to about midway of the first floor of the schoolhouse, which, by the way, now is a non-profit art studio that allows people to come in here and work who are artists and do different things. So that's about 19 feet up. It got as high here, 19 feet. That's hard to believe. It's unbelievably hard to believe that high. Water can be beautiful. Water can be your enemy. Water can be your death of you. French. Broad River. Back over here in the public rest areas, they're working on redoing the boards, painting some of the plumbing to make it workable down here in the park. They said it was a really nice little park where people would come down before the storm, walk their dog, do different things, walk along the river. Blennerhassett Island in Madison County, North Carolina. Marshall High Studios. This is the non-profit art studio that they've done since the school closed down. The high school that was once on the island, Blennerhassett Island, Madison County. And our friends, the Canadian Geese, give us a little welcome. Not a lot of traffic, as you can see out here. It's a very remote county, only about 20 miles north of Asheville. Look at the county courthouse, and we got a car. Walking over the French Broad River. A lot of rivers around the Asheville area, Western Carolinas. And you got the Puget River. Here's the French Broad. There's the folks out here still working. Looking out over the French Broad River. Makes about a 218-mile trip from western North Carolina mountains to Rosman, North Carolina. Flows down toward Tennessee and eventually hook up to a river down in Tennessee that will eventually form the beginnings of the Tennessee River. It's a major river in Tennessee. Here's that caboose that was on the railroad tracks. It got knocked off and got put on the side of the road, demolished. There's a single railroad track right through town for freight. French Broad River. It can be your friend or it can be your enemy. I don't imagine trains are still running on here because it looks pretty fresh on the rails. Kind of shiny, so that's a pretty good indication still being used. And a little downtown Marshall. I can imagine it's only a couple thousand people. You wonder how many left after the hurricane. There's my bus over there on the island. And we're looking at the Madison County Courthouse. I can see a sign that says Courthouse is moved to a temporary location. So I wonder if that's still back from the hurricane. But they said that water had gotten up this level right around here, what they told us. That's pretty unbelievable. Zuma Coffee, in a restaurant here in the corner. They were helping give them some food and stuff this morning, coffee for the workers. Your typical western North Carolina town. If you were to go to Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, when they rebuild. Up, you go to the mountains, Bryson City, Waynesville, Weaverville. Kind of your typical old, kind of old mills, when it used to be, I guess, back in the day. That old town flavor and style, charm. Monument Park here to Colonel Edward Rector, native here. He died in World War II as a member of the Flying Tigers. Thank you for your service and your life for our country. Sadly, some of that's going on right now with the Iran situation. Now here's something you don't see every day in a lot of courthouses. Here's a monument erected showing a replica of the Declaration of Independence. And the U.S. Constitution. And the Bill of Rights. Walk around in it. Well, here's something neat. As we're getting ready to celebrate our 250th anniversary come this July, here is the Charters of Freedom time capsule to be opened on Constitution Day, September 17th, 2087, to celebrate the 300th anniversary of the U.S. Constitution. All right. Something pretty cool here in a little small way out town in North Carolina. The Bill of Rights. It's engraved on a brass tablet. And you read it. It's pretty John Adams, Vice President of the United States, President of the Senate. Here's all the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Sorry to hear the way the glare is. They do it by state. California, New Jersey, New York, New Hampshire, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Something everybody in today's day and age need to understand the Constitution better, what it stands for, what it means. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic equality, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and to secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States of America. Signers of the Declaration. It's amazing how people back in the days had much better signatures. You can almost read them all and understand them to this day. Very top one I can see is John Hancock. So I guess that's where you get the phrase, everybody, put your John Hancock on here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I believe outside of Washington, D.C., and with the original one, I don't think I've ever seen one anywhere out in the states, cities, have it out here so prominent. Well done, Madison County. Well done. Yeah, pretty cool little art design. Welcome to Historic Marshall. There's the courthouse right in the middle of it. There's the real ones in the background. And the French Broad River flowing beneath it. Well, as we were walking back to the bus, they'll have lunch in a little bit. So I was trying to point out the other day, working in a job like this with a bus, driving tour groups, sports teams, sometimes you never know what you're really going to be seeing or doing. This is one of those days. Sports teams, I pretty much have it down to a minute as far as what to expect. Don't need an itinerary. It just goes like clockwork when you do it enough. But now this one here, I had no idea what we were doing. It just had the abbreviations of the group, what hotel in Asheville to pick up. So we got there, Rex and I, and we find out what it was. And here we are. And quite a pretty cool look behind the scenes of what's being done here to help restore the victims here in Madison, Marshall, North Carolina, after Hurricane Helene. So sometimes you do get some prizes. You get to unwrap a few boxes and you don't know really what's in it. This today was one of them. Madison County, Marshall, North Carolina. Looking at the French Broad River. Well, there's our little mini bus, a short bus, is leaving to take some more contractors back over to a little city park down the river. My bus can't get down there because of a tight turn coming under a trestle. So if you're liking these videos, you never know what I'm going to run into, it looks like out here. Please like and subscribe. Hit that button so we can build up. And again, I am starting to build up a little more, so I deeply do appreciate the support. People looking at it, liking it. Try to get more content. There goes Rex. Crossing the French Broad River. So thanks for all the support. We'll see if we get on the way back toward Asheville or back home, but luckily we'll be home with this little charter and crew. We're traveling crew. They're enjoying it. Trixie, Rusty, Abby. I think I'll go with the names of my cats. What do y'all think about that? And the courthouse again. In Marshall, North Carolina, Madison County. All right, let's see you down the road. We go big or go home. And today we're going big. There's more of a close-up of what the guys and girls here, the contractors and licensed board members are doing. They're working on the pavilion. Painting, fixing the staining the tables. Here's the bathroom areas. They're being redone, replumbed. Electrical work being done. It's amazing what can be done when a group comes together like this. Pretty good. Work's still going on. A year and a half later after Hurricane Helene. As you can see, Howitzer Island. And over here now is another tributary that comes off the French Broad, which is to our right. So this area got sandwiched in between both when it hit. Together, humanity helping humanity. Some of the many local contractors and services, HVAC, plumbing, heating, Bolton services here. Some more people coming in to help. Obviously, we're in an old high school gym. There's no longer anything going on here. But interesting baseball. If you ever seen the famous artist of the three umpires that are out checking for rain, and they're going to call it. They've done it here on this outside mural. No telling how long it's been here. No game today. Well, everybody, we have ended the day here. We're back home at home. And one of the nice little things that, because I had to get up so early in the morning, and actually I came right by my house on the way back to Asheville, it's closer to come home. So I just parked the bus out in front of my yard. But one of the things that when you do bring the bus home or on the road, we got to clean it. So luckily this group here was very, very clean. The group yesterday was nothing as far as any kind of dirt. So what I have to do is just go ahead and sweep some of the dirt out and clean it up. But now sometimes when it's muddy or anything else, we have to I have to get the mop out and mop the floor and do all that kind of stuff and take trash out. So we got to do a little housekeeping here, especially when you're gonna run road. So anyway, I'm gonna clean up real quick, tidy it up, Anderson University girls softball going down to Orangeburg tomorrow. And then Saturday morning I'm gonna head out, deadheading by myself down toward Tampa, Florida. I'll spend a night somewhere in that area, get myself set up to get down below Fort Myers, Florida, to catch back up with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits hockey team Sunday night, and be back with them for over a week. And then we'll go on a little road trip through Florida, playing Orlando a couple games, Jacksonville, and then come home. So that's going to be our schedule here. Let me finish up my housekeeping details. And again, I appreciate like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed today's video. That was pretty unique. I think it's a little different seeing all the damage from the hurricane and the work that was going on there. That was quite a surprise. I had no idea that trip was going to be like that. And like I said, sometimes driving these trips is like opening a box of a gift. You don't know what it's going to be until you open it, until you get there. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, but that was a pretty good day. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. We're going to go big or go home. We're going to go real big. We get back with the hockey team and see a week of hockey, and then a little bit of girls softball tomorrow in Orangeburg. I'm going to get to see one of my friends, get together for lunch down there. One of my fellow troopers that I worked with, who trained me when I first came on the patrol as a trooper. So I called him up. We're going to get together and hang out. So everybody be good. We'll see you probably tomorrow a little bit in Orangeburg, and then definitely down in Florida. All right, adios everybody. Go big or go home. Ciao.